Okay, good afternoon, guys. So I'm going to be reading Zechariah 14 again, only this time out of the New Jerusalem or the Jerusalem Bible. I don't know why I always want to say the New. Well, probably because the Bible speaks about the New Jerusalem all the time, everywhere. So, anyway, the Jerusalem Bible. So Zechariah 14, and it reads. It's got like a title there, obviously. What is that word? Eschatological? Estological? The eschatological battle. Not sure. That's a different one. The splendor of Jerusalem. Okay. Forgive my slaughtering of that word. I'm sure it probably is completely off. I'm going to have to Google that word. I'm not even sure what it is, let alone how to pronounce it. Anyway. See, a day is coming for Yahweh when the spoils taken from you will be divided among you. Yahweh will gather all the nations to Jerusalem for battle. The city will be taken, the houses plundered, the women ravished. Half of the city will go into captivity, but the remnant of the people will not be cut off from the city. Then Yahweh will take the field. He will fight against these nations as he fights in the day of battle. On that day, his feet will rest on the Mount of Olives, which faces Jerusalem from the east. The Mount of Olives will be split in half from east to west, forming a huge gorge. Half the mount will recede northwards, the other half southwards. And the vale of Hinnom will be filled up from Goa to Jesol. It will be blocked as it was by the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. Yahweh, your God, will come, and all the holy ones with him. When that day comes, there will be no more cold, no more frost. What a day that will be. It will be a day of wonder. Yahweh knows it, with no alternation of day and night. In the evening, it will be light. When that day comes, running waters will issue from Jerusalem, half of them to the eastern sea, half of them to the western sea. They will flow summer and winter. Yahweh will be king of the whole world. When that day comes, Yahweh will be unique and his name unique. Hang on, sorry. Bear with me, my bed's all shaky. Hang on one second. Excuse me, I had to sneeze a couple times. Anywho, okay. It says the entire country will be transformed into plain from Geba to Rimmon in the Negeb, and Jerusalem will be raised higher. Though still in the same place from the gate of Benjamin to the site of the first gate, that is to say, to the gate of the corner, and from the tower of Hananiel to, why am I so shaky? To the king's winepress. People will make their homes. The ban will be lifted. Jerusalem will be safe to live in. I'm so sorry I keep moving, you guys. I'm just trying to make it so it's like less shaky. It's not really helping. So I think I'm on 12. And this is the plague with which Yahweh will strike all the nations who have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will molder while they are still standing on their feet. Their eyes will rot in their sockets. Their tongues will rot in their mouths. And such will be the plague on the horses and mules, camels and donkeys, and all the animals to be found in that camp. When that day comes, a great terror will fall on them from Yahweh. Each man will grab his neighbor's hand, and they will hit out at each other. Even Judah will fight against Jerusalem. The wealth of the The wealth of all the surrounding nations will be heaped together, gold, silver, clothing in vast quantity. All who survive of all the nations that have marched against Jerusalem will go up year by year to worship the King, Yahweh Sabaoth, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. Should one of the races of the world fail to go up to Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahweh Sabaoth, there will be no rain for that one. Should the race of Egypt fail to go up and pay its visit, on it will fall a plague which Yahweh will inflict on each one of those nations that fail to go up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Such shall be the punishment for Egypt and for all the nations that fail to go up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. When that day comes, the horse bells will be inscribed with the words, "Sacred to Yahweh." And in the temple of Yahweh, the very cooking pots will be as fine as the sprinkling bowls at the altar. And every cooking pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be sacred to Yahweh Sabaoth. All who want to offer sacrifice will come and help themselves from them for their cooking. There will be no more traders in the temple of Yahweh Sabaoth when that day comes. All right. Well, I hope everyone's having a blessed day. I'll be back soon.